What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I am Alex, and welcome back for another Friday live stream. These are a lot of fun. I think you guys may have just gotten blinded from the light there. I'm sorry about that, but I also regret nothing. Well, we're here to talk about the week that was. I want to talk about PlayStation Showcase. I want to talk about a little bit of God of War. Gotham Knights, of course, happened. We've been doing this for a while, these Friday things, and I've been having a lot of fun. But what tends to end up happening, and I'm going to read all of your comments as I always do, but I end up sometimes just skipping over some of like the topics that I either write in the title or I actually write down like topics that happen throughout the week on my little notebook that you, of course, again, cannot see because it's so bright. But I want to hit some of those maybe first so you get my, my opinion on it, and then we can do like a Q&A, like you guys ask me stuff. And if you don't like how it is, you definitely let me know and I will change it. But welcome to everybody live. Welcome to everybody afterwards, non-live. Quick house cleaning, keeping things. See, I've never known the actual phrase. Tomorrow morning, kind of, not really. What is it, 11 a.m. Pacific time is our Hogwarts Legacy get-together with the 4 other creators, Andy Reloads, Retro Raconteur, Expecto Go, and Benjamin Snow. Them 4 and me, we'll be live. It's going to be absolutely fantastic, I think. It's going to be awesome. And I want to do more of those and potentially do it even bigger than that. So that's what you can expect tomorrow. Plus, of course, 6 or so videos over the weekend, 2 videos on the second channel. So it's like a side gig. But I want to start with the PlayStation Showcase because that one, Assassin's Creed Mirage, I'll get to that. I'll get to that. That one I should have should have had that in ink somewhere on my paper. The PlayStation Showcase thing is interesting. I actually have a video going up on the second channel tomorrow talking about it, but you have a lot of people, again, kind of like resting their career that, this is the next week is going to be the PlayStation Showcase. Roberto Serrano is one of them, and I have no problem like throwing his name out there because he puts himself in the line of fire by saying like it's going to happen, and then if it happens, great. If it doesn't happen, it just is that's going to look really, really bad. But September 8th has been a date he's thrown around. September 8th has been a date that I guess the snitch has loosely thrown around on Discord, even though he does say it's in your imagination, that the event is happening in our imagination. So I don't know if I'm supposed to take that seriously or not. So yeah, there could be the showcase on Thursday, next Thursday, which would be pretty darn sweet considering next Friday is, of course, the Disney Marvel Showcase that we will be co-streaming here. And then next Saturday is the Ubisoft Forward event with Assassin's Creed Mirage. That'll also be co-streaming here. And, guess that leads us really into Assassin's Creed Mirage, doesn't it? I'm excited for that game. I really am. Again, I made a video that'll also go up on the second channel over the weekend talking about how this is, to me, and I want your guys' of course, opinion as well. I think this is kind of their last chance, like, to get people. And I know, like, the last chance, like, that kind of quote is very cliche and is oftentimes overused. What I mean by it is they had people, I think, for a long time with the first era of Assassin's Creed through a lot of them. And I think after 3, it kind of started to die. And then once we got to, kind of like the Syndicate, Rogue, all that kind of era, it really was shaky. Then you start Origins, and I feel like they've lost people already 3 games into the new era. So why I think that Mirage is their last chance is you have 3 games, one of which people really, really like in Origins, and the other 2 are kind of spotty. This game, I think, is going to take it back to basics and probably be pretty good. And that should help them because it's going to kind of blend the 2 Assassin's Creed eras together. The issue is, after that, Assassin's Creed Infinity comes out, and that's the live service Assassin's Creed game that's going to probably be a lot like Valhalla and Odyssey, which I think is not necessarily going to work. And so it'll be very interesting to see how that goes. But that's kind of my thoughts on it. Like, I like the idea. I love the visual, the picture of Assassin's Creed. You want to see it? Should we look at it? I'd have to update. Oh boy. I mean, well, let's talk about it. Why not? Let's see if I even have it. I save a lot of these things, so I should have it. Oh god, but you know what? But I think I don't. I like the image a lot. it captures really what Assassin's Creed. I'm trying to like do newer things, by the way, on the live stream and see how far that's taking me. But no, I think that it's a new era. I guess it's a combination of the old era and the new era of Assassin's Creed, which is pretty freaking sweet. They just have to kind of stick the landing. Let me see. Oh my god. I mean, I love it. I love the picture a lot. I love the picture a lot. Let's see. I think one of the issues is it actually doesn't show up on my thingamajig. Must be lost. I know I saw Sly Cooper. Boy, oh boy, do I want Sly Cooper. Sly's interesting, right? Because obviously you had it on the PlayStation Plus thing. And people were pretty mad that they put it back on PlayStation. You know what? It must not have gone to where I wanted it to go. Because where else would it have been? People were pretty upset about Sly. At the same time being, like, excited. Does that make sense? Because people were like, oh, yeah, Sly's back. But then it's also like, it's streaming. People really hate that overall. They really hate that it's that, and I hate it too. I hate it as well. But at least we get it back, and at least we get it back 3 days before the the Sly Cooper, thing, because the Sly Cooper anniversary, because that would be quite an issue if we made it to that day. And then nothing happened. And I guess we probably still will and still can make it to that day where nothing happens. But at least we'll have Sly there. I think it's just not the right... is it not the right file? I guess we're literally just not allowed to look at Assassin's Creed. We're just not allowed to look at it. That's okay. That's okay. It's not meant to be. It's not meant to be. What else we got? Let me look at my checklist. Is there anything else big? The Halo roadmap. I'm really disappointed in Halo Infinite. Really disappointed. I like Halo Infinite quite a bit. Even the multiplayer, I like quite a bit. And boy, that roadmap sucks. I mean, canceling like features this far along and constantly delaying things. That's annoying. What else happened this week? Who's playing The Last of Us today? Who's playing The Last of Us? Because, boy, oh boy, that's out. Let me ask you a question. I did a video a little while ago, yesterday, I believe, is the day. And in that video, I talked about review scores and a game's worth. And because some fanboys on Twitter were complaining that it was getting review bombed, The Last of Us Part 1, which, number one, I think is not true, considering getting a 6 out of 10 is not review bombing anything. Secondly, a 6, and part of the reason I got a 6 is because of the price, to which I made a video talking about it, and I was actually kind of shocked by the amount of people said you don't review games, you shouldn't review games based off of the price, because what about people years down the line? And that's a fair and interesting point I never really thought of. Do you review a game? Does price have anything to do with the review of a game? I think it does, substantially. I don't think it's the entire review, but I think a big part of the review is the price, considering when you're reviewing the game at launch, and you're reviewing the game for the people that are going to buy it, ideally, within, say, that first month when the game is full price. And also, most games sell the most units in that first month when it's full price. So if you're reviewing a game and you're saying, well, what about the people in 4 years from now? Well, in 4 years, if you look at the review and say, oh, it's an amazing game, they say it's an amazing game in the review, and they gave it a 6 because it's too expensive. But now it's not expensive. Now it's $20 because we're 4 years in the future. Well, then I don't care. I'll buy the game. That's fine. Like, I don't understand, like, the hang up there. Does that make sense? So that's where I think when you review something, that absolutely matters how much it is, because a $20 game that's good but not great maybe is more worth it than a $60 game that's good, not great, because of the price. And yeah, money is different to everybody, but still you're comparing it to other games in the same price range. That's the ultimate. So I don't know where people are coming from. Swaggy G, thank you. Did you do that super chat just so I had to say your name? Should we be worried about Sony's lack of revealing things, or are they just loading up for many big things to come? You mean in like general? About Sony's lack of revealing things? Probably in general. So I follow Colin Moriarty, who I know is a controversial figure to some. I don't really think he's controversial, but I saw he did one of his podcasts, and the topic was something along the lines of Sony is changing strategy like big time as they're going into mobile and they're going into PC and PSVR 2. And by doing that, by changing the strategy, and because it's not so focused even on narrative-driven games, they've almost tried to hide it all by not doing these huge showcases where they show things. And I thought that's kind of interesting. Like, I wonder if that, and that's just opinion, and I wonder if that's kind of true, that there's not as many of these things out there, and that's why there's not as many of these games in development, so that's why there's no showcase. I really don't think all the way that, though. I think they're just waiting for the right time to do something big. Because also, like, when they do the PlayStation Showcase, it better be good. It better be good because we've waited a year. Microsoft, and not to make it a console warrior thing. Well, number one, Microsoft crushes it often in their big events. Like the replacement E3 or when they went to E3 last year, they crush it. And they go to more than one thing, okay? So if Sony can't even do one fully, that's a huge problem. You know what I mean? So when you do one a year, you got to make it big. And maybe they're just making sure that they can make it big. Does that make sense? That's kind of my answer to that. Quick ask, guys. If you like this stuff, make sure you're leaving a like. Just a quick little tap on the like button. Quick little tap. What's up? What's up? What's up? I was running close the store to watching you live. Oh, thank you. Need your help. Yes, he's live. Need your help finishing out the day. Thanks. Oh, I thought I read like dark. I inserted the word dark in there, Zach. It is a dark day. Actually, no, it's very light outside for me. This man Alex is a humble man. Is not afraid to have a good or bad opinion on something, regardless if anyone likes it or not. Thank you. I assume you mean like positive or negative opinion on a thing, and not like I know I have I have awful opinions on things. Although I'm sure I do. Yeah, this month, I mean, we've entered, I tweeted that, like, we've entered the fall, really this week, with Destroy All Humans 2, Last of Us Part 1. What else happened this week? Well, just all the news. I mean, there's a lot of news this week. The return to Hogwarts Day, or back to Hogwarts Day. Next week is a lot of different things, including the Marvel Disney Showcase and Ubisoft event that we know is real, and maybe a Sony event as well. Like, we're here. We've entered the fall, and that it's still summer, and it still feels like summer outside, even though I don't want it to be. But we've definitely entered like the busy period, and I'm very God of War reemerged. So we're getting a lot of stuff. Gotham Knights had the final preview on IGN. Like, we're getting there. I don't know if I'm allowed to say, so I'll just tease it. I got a review code for a game that comes out in the middle of the month that I'll be playing and post. So, like, it's a review season. It feels good. It feels good to be back. And, yeah. To be honest, I'm really tired of Assassin's Creed. I really liked Valhalla, but I'm over it, I guess. See, I've had such a weird... My Assassin's Creed opinion is probably the oddest, and it's filled with, like, these up and downs that I really don't think match everybody else. You want to hear I'll tell you my Assassin's Creed story. I don't care if you want to hear it. So, I played Assassin's Creed 1. I think I've said the story before, I vividly remember beating it. I remember my mom was making dinner. I don't remember what the main meal was, but the side meal was rice. It was like, those rice-a-roni things in the boxes you could buy? It was that. And it was okay, but she's a good cook. But so I beat Assassin's Creed 1. I loved it. I really loved 1. I think I knew at the time how repetitive it was, and it was very repetitive, but I really liked it. 2 blew my socks off. Like, I could not believe how good 2 was. Brotherhood, Revelations, like, I freaking love them. I still do. I love them to death. And then we got to 3. And at the time of 3, I was in, I believe, 11th grade. Dating myself, maybe. But I think I was in 11th grade because I was learning about U.S. history. That was the social studies of that year's U.S. history, right? So I was learning about U.S. history, and I was a smart kid. I was a smart kid in high school, and I was like, I read, and like I really liked it, and I was into it. And I think that game was just abysmally bad in at least the U.S. history part of it. And then also I was kind of just done with the game itself. I felt like, God, I don't even remember his freaking name. I always remembered his name. Whoever's the main character of 3 that for some reason is slipping by me, I hated. I despised him. I didn't think he was a good character at all. And then what they did with Desmond, it was like, Jesus Christ, what are you doing? After that, and this is odd because I feel like I could pull this off now, but I don't think I had it in me to do it back then. I like boycotted it. I like stopped. And so when Black Flag came out, I could care less. I could care less, even though people love it. And by the way, I'm going to go back and play Black Flag in a couple of weeks, so that should be really, really fun, and I'm excited for it. But at the time, I really didn't like Black Flag, or I just didn't care. I guess it was like resentment. My cousin bought it, and I played it with him, and I loved the ship stuff. Loved it. Loved it. I think I ended up owning it at some point. I don't remember for sure. I think I did. And but I only liked the ship stuff. And then after that, I really did peace out. I did not play Syndicate, Unity, Rogue. Was there one more I'm forgetting? No, that's it, right? Black Flag and then Syndicate, Unity, not in that order, but you know that kind of combination. And then when Origins came out, I was kind of with the general Twitter opinion of like, you know, I just say Twitter online opinion, right? Where it's like, I'm done with Syndicate and Unity. I'm done with that kind of stuff. I want something new. I just want something to bring me back in. And Origins came out, and I bought it day one, and I played it for about 4 hours, and I quit, and I never touched it again. And then once I moved in with Christy, my wife, she's played Valhalla, or in reverse order, Odyssey, and then Valhalla. And I watched her, and she put in like 50 hours into both of them. And that's my story. So, and now I've gone back. I went back to play Origins. I made a retrospective, a very good video, by the way, if you have not yet watched it. Not to toot my own horn, but I went back and played Origins, and I really do like it. I don't love it, but I really do like it. And I'm back. Like, I feel good. Even though but I haven't touched Odyssey and Valhalla, and I know what goes on. I know the general population's thoughts of those games. One day maybe I'll play them, but that's why I'm excited for Mirage, because I feel like it can be a good blend of the stuff that I really liked. I love Brotherhood Revelations era. You know what I mean? Like that era, I guess, too. The Ezio era. I love that. And I also decently like Origins. So if you combine them, then I'm in, I feel like. Good morning from Australia. Morning. Someone told me it's happening the 31st. Source is that he has a friend that he describes by saying she's lovely and that she's believable and that it's 3 hours long. Incredible, but I don't know, man. The 31st of September? Because that's not a day. The 31st isn't in September. Good evening from Brazil. Good evening. Good evening, good morning, all that stuff. I hope Ubisoft will change. I like the way this conversation has gone so far. I can go into more stories, but let's read some comments. Make sure you guys, again, leave a like if you do like this stuff. I hope Ubisoft will change direction and open back up their gaming community. Ubisoft in general, I think, still has more learning to do, more like failures that's going to happen to them, and then they'll steer the ship back, I think. Would you trust Dumbledore? Of course it's happening inside your head, Alex. Why wouldn't it mean that it's not real? Would I trust Dumbledore? Like, do I think he'll be in Hogwarts? My gut feeling is still it's 1 year. But I really want to believe it's 3 years. And if it is 3 years, Dumbledore is in Hogwarts Legacy, which is very exciting, which will be freaking sweet. Multiverse's next character is Gizmo and Stripe, both from Gremlins, coming next Thursday. Oh, I didn't even know it was coming that soon. That's very soon. I'm excited for Black Adam. Looking good. Thank you. Any updates on this PlayStation Showcase? Other than some people think it's the 8th, but some people say that kind of is stupid because why would you go right before like a day before? I guess, why would you wait this long to then go in order, Marvel, Disney, and then Ubisoft back to back to back days? Like, would you have waited this long if you're Sony to do it and picked a weekend or like an end of the week where there's a lot of competition? Would you have done that to yourself? And I say this in a video tomorrow that'll be on the second channel. I think it's a bad idea no matter what. Like, even if Sony does it to like prove me wrong, like, Alex, you're wrong. Sony did it on the Thursday. I don't think that's a good idea. It's fine that they're doing it. I just don't think it's a smart move. So that's where I stand on that one. My wife's at an anime convention, and a water fountain. My wife's at an anime convention, and boy, there are some cool things there. Kratos' axe is there. Holy God. I mean, that's what I'm going to tell her. And then a lot of Funko Pops. She got Geralt's sword, for those that care. I hope most of the rumor games we saw are becoming true at some point. Me too. Hey, Alex, new TFTB trailer came out like 5 minutes ago. Can we see your live reaction? Will it be a trash trailer? What's TFTB? Oh, God. I don't know what. I'm on Twitter right now. Let me look. I don't really watch a lot of movies or shows, so I don't know what the movie is. If you tell me what the actual movie is, I'll see what I can do. I wonder where AC is going to go in this new game. Baghdad. How is the single player and co-op worlds in Gotham Knights going to turn out in your thoughts? I think Gotham Knights will honestly be pretty fun to play. I think people underestimate, and I've said this before, I think people underestimate how much fun it is to play with somebody else. You can play, and I'm not saying Gotham Knights is this, I'm saying you can. You can play a really bad game that's cooperative and have a blast. Like, you can just, like, when you're playing with your friend or your spouse or, whatever, you can have a lot of fun. Like, you can kind of make fun organically because it's more about, like, you two than the game itself. Does that make sense? So I think people kind of underestimate that. And when it comes to Gotham Knights, if the game is fine, it's a fine game to play single player, I think it'll honestly be like a really good time multiplayer because you just have that extra element. So I think although I don't really need it, and like I've said it before, one of the bangs maybe was one of my Funko Pops fell. I think I feel like from me, I would want a single player thing, like an Arkham stuff. But I'm not saying like I need an Arkham 4 or Arkham 5 is of Origins. Like, I'm not saying that. Like, I prefer more single player, character heavy, story heavy games. That's just me. But so I think the story may lack that if you're playing it cooperatively because it's not so focused on it as much. But I think it could be more fun. I feel like it could be more fun. So we'll see what happens. Before I'll talk about it, I was thinking about The Last of Us. Oh, yeah? I think The Last of Us an okay amount. Whoa, Odyssey was solid. I don't have an opinion. I have no opinion on Odyssey and Valhalla besides what I've seen people say. And also, I've watched my wife. I actually don't mind those two games. Watching and playing, though, are a little bit different. So, and playing it all the way through versus watching and then kind of piecing out and coming back, that's different too. Did I get the Uncharted 4? No, that's the only Uncharted I did not get the Platinum for. I got it on 1 through 3. Never gotten the Platinum in 4. I don't think I tried. I think I got close, like relatively close. I probably can go back. $60 is standard. Anything less is cheap. What about $70? The Last of Us is the best game ever for me, but I think it isn't necessary to launch again with nothing really new in the game. It's the same game you can play with PS Plus much more cheap. Fair, although some people would argue because of the stuff that they did. Damn, I just saw the new something. Also got an 18-minute gameplay video. Tales from the Borderlands? That's what you meant? No, it did not. It did not. Should we do it? New Tales from the Borderlands. Oh, Jesus Christ. No, I don't want to do this to me. Will I get struck? You got, all right, quick poll. Would you like me to watch the new Tales from the Borderlands trailer? I won't watch the gameplay because that's too long. But if you want me to watch the trailer live, we can do that. I hate it. I hate the trailer. I got to watch the gameplay, I guess, on my own afterwards. Oh, because it's at PAX West. Let me just go on a little tangent here with Tales. Tales from the Borderlands is one of the best games I've ever played. And I'm appalled that they would think that this is acceptable. Yes, yes, yes. All right, 3 yeses. 3 yeses is enough. All right. Oh, but we have a no. Well, I'll try to catch up really fast. I'll try to catch up. How's it going? Good. The console wars used to be different kinds of games. I've always played PlayStation. Yeah, console wars, they are something. What are we missing from Hogwarts Legacy that we don't know yet? A lot. A lot. And I don't think the Tokyo Game Show is gonna. The plot's one of them. My last hope for Sony making a showcase for September 8th is making an announcement today or tomorrow. Yeah, they're running out of days. Prince of Persia remake. I think we will get it relatively soon. Now that there's no DC fandom, do you think we'll start getting more marketing for Suicide Squad after Gotham Knights? Not now. Connor was the character in 3. Same story with me, except I love Black Flag. Yeah, I think I will love Black Flag. It's just I resented the series so much. Harley Quinn voice in Gotham Knights. I didn't like it at first, but I've warmed up to it. My AC story is pretty much the same as yours. Picked up until Black Flag, didn't finish it, then skipped to Odyssey and haven't played Valhalla. Yeah, that's pretty close. Maybe I'm not so alone. You think that Sony purchased more from software specifically to guarantee it won't be bought outright? Yeah, I think that probably is true. They're probably afraid that. Yeah, I believe that. I'm hoping. Where is it? Next Thursday. I'm hoping that they show what the HUD will look like and how the game plays. Me too. Tales from the Borderlands. Hi. Yes, yes, no, yes, sure. Take your time. I feel like we can do it. Yeah. All right. I think we had enough people. If people want to leave for 30 seconds, they can leave. I'm not going to get too upset. All right. Let me make it big. I actually planned for something like this, guys. Again, I'm a new man, and the only question is, okay, it's gonna be loud, so maybe I'll listen to it first. Well, I won't talk. Okay, so hold on. Look at this. Look at that. All right, let's watch it together, shall we? 3, 2, 1.
So you're still running your parents' Frogurt store. That is adorable.
As soon as the insurance money comes in, this place will look good as new.
Susan Coldwell. She wrecked my shop. Oh, that corporate butt sniffer and I have a polyamorous date with my punching fist.
Getting on Forge's super successful Dirty 30 is a lifelong dream. It's irrefutable proof to the rest of the world that Octavia Wallace Starr exists. That I'm a somebody.
You, however, are not on this list. You're anonymous, unrecognized, a nobody.
We use innovation and technology to help people and protect life, not casually destroy it as a matter of course.
You're a revolutionary, boss.
We are on the cusp of a world with less bloodshed.
We could
Change the world for the better.
get rich and famous.
Kick Susan Coldwell's ass.
Let's take the fight to them.
Just tell me who to shoot and where to shoot them.
Are you flirting with me?
Lady!
You are dead.
Now that's a pitch.
No. All right. Well, I cannot believe.
Surprises are.
Are you serious right now? Number one, that was awful. Okay? Awful. Number 2, is that not Troy Baker's voice as Reese? Because I don't think it is. And I think there's been some things that have happened there between the two, but that didn't sound like him. I also don't like the mustache. I've never liked the mustache. But why? Those characters are blatantly unlikable. And I get that you're judging it based off of, a minute and a half and then 2 minutes for the first trailer. I get it. It's not long. But I feel like if you watch the trailer from Tales from the Borderlands again, you like them so much more than you like those clowns. Much more. None of them seem good. Like, Reese, actually sometimes gets annoying in Tales from the Borderlands. But like the good thing about having two main protagonists that are spectacular characters, yeah, you may get tired of them from time to time. You can hand it off to the next one, and it'll be fine. For this game, nobody seems good at all. Not a single character actually looked good. Not visually, but in terms of like, why does everybody have to act like a cartoon character? Reese was animated, but he's not that animated. And then Fiona is not. Laura Bailey and Troy Baker know how it's done. Maybe the direction was better. Those characters are cartoon characters in the Borderlands world, and I get Borderlands is more cartoony, but I don't want to play as any of them. And so when I play as one and then they hand me off to the other, I'm just going to think about which one is least bad. And I don't want to watch the gameplay because it's 18 minutes. You'd imagine it's walking around and clicking on things, which is fine. But then I have to listen to more of the dialogue and the characters, which I'm not going to do. So thank you for that suggestion. That was kind of fun. Maybe we should do more reactions on this channel. Do you guys like the reaction? That looked so bad. So bad. And it comes out the same day as Gotham Knights and Scorn. It comes out a day after Mario Rabbids, the second Mario Rabbids game, and it comes out 3 days after A Plague Tale Requiem, which makes that game look like a joke, but not like the funny joke, like a really bad joke. That's what A Plague Tale makes it look like. So, and Ghostbusters, same day as Plague Tale. So I don't know when I'm going to play that pile of garbage. I will say this, though. I'm in it for the end. The video I made did really well. I feel like it's going to be very controversial, like talking about that game, because when you just say bad things about games, it tends to be controversial. But I feel like I'm going to play it just for, not necessarily the content. I'm going to play it because like I love Tales from the Borderlands, and this is not that. And that's why I'm going to play it. So I will get it day one. If I don't, I'm going to get it day one. Should I try to catch up? Well, I did kind of catch up. Hogwarts Legacy. What do you think of the common rooms? Love it. They looked really good. I'm just like I think Hogwarts Legacy crushed it in that department. What will be better, Gotham Knights or Hogwarts Legacy? Hogwarts. Hogwarts has always been mine. Hogwarts, I think, will be the better game. Is that Storm? What's up, buddy? When do you think Hogwarts Legacy will be releasing on Switch? I'll say November. November 2022. 23. November 2023. Now there's no DC fandom. Do you think we'll start getting more marketing for Suicide Squad? No. After, well, I already said it. I think I was just behind. After Gotham Knights, I think we'll get Suicide Squad stuff. Number of comment was regarding the Informer. You wouldn't believe, but your comment about him being in the game is a perfect segue into my next topic. Hogwarts Legacy will be a 9 out of 10. I'm saying it right now. It's laughably bad. No, I didn't laugh. Or maybe I am. I'm laughing right now. What do you think would happen to WB Games if Gotham Knights fails? I don't think WB Games would suffer. I think Montreal would suffer. That game would be, or that studio would be in trouble, big time. What did I just watch? I knew that was a game, but what game was that? Don't worry about it. I'd have to be paid to play that. Yeah, me too. I saw your years 5 through 7 video. I think Avalanche should do a Red Dead Redemption 2 kind of thing and do 1 through 4 for a second game if it happens. Ooh, like a prequel? Well, but you go to Hogwarts late. I wouldn't be opposed to like a young, very young character going to Hogwarts though. Like when they're 11, that'd be kind of cool. Pay to play it. Looks so bad. I'm sad we won't be playing as Reese and Fiona. It's such a missed opportunity, not just to basically insult us by having Reese in front of us, to then just say he's a better character. Yet again, here's the issue. I think I maybe said this in that rant video on this game, the new Tales from the Borderlands game. The issue is, yes, it's so sad to me, like actually like emotionally, my heart. It's emotionally sad to me that we do not go back to Reese and Fiona because we should. I do not want these people touching them. That's the issue, where it's like a catch-22, where it's like, would you prefer it to be completely separate like this is? But again, they bring Reese in, so it's like that's very annoying because you're just trying to. And what about Fiona? Why not Fiona too? Like, Or where's Sasha? Why not? Where are these other characters? So why Reese? I really don't actually understand that in the first place. But it's like you're dangling the keys. You're saying, oh, look, a character that you know. They're a really good character. Our characters suck, but look, a really good character. So that's like, you know what I mean? At the same time, I don't really want them to touch Fiona and Reese because what the heck would they do to them? They would probably destroy them. So I'd rather them just live, Tales from the Borderlands lives in its own reality. It's far away from this. And then this exists. And we just, after we play it, or I'll play it, and you guys can watch me rage. And then we just pretend like it never happened. That's what I'm hoping. We'll probably pick it up when it's like 75% off. Yeah. So I think it's $50. So that's a tough price. I will buy it. I will spend that money. But I'm not looking forward to it. Everybody keeps talking about this Hogwarts Legacy. I know it's been out for a couple months now. I'm wondering who the main character is going to be, boy or girl. You pick. And it's not out yet. It comes out in February. But you pick who you want to be. The reaction, yes, how the Borderlands game really nuts. Hello. What house will be your first playthrough? Gryffindor. Do you think all 3 curses will be in it? Yes. I think they just didn't do Imperio just because. But it will. Just came on. Do you think there will be a Sony showcase next week? Honestly, I don't. I'd take the under in that bet. Oh. WBGM. WB Games Montreal. Oh, okay. Sorry. Yes, they will be in massive trouble. I just, and again, I've said this multiple times, and I don't want it to come out so aggressive. I don't really think it is. Like, as a studio, and I know like they're not everybody's still there, but as a studio, they have done nothing in 9 years. It's been 9 years to the day that Gotham Knights will, well, actually no, because they moved it up. It'll be 8 years, 361 days in between Arkham Origins and Gotham Knights for that studio. That is an incredibly long time to keep the lights on, to keep the air conditioning and heater running, to keep the monitors and the computers and then the employees going. It's a very long time. To then have your game come out and like bomb, if it were to bomb, right? Long time to eat all of those costs to then get nothing back, like, a bad product basically back in return. So I can't imagine how that would go well. And I know they're very positive on their games, and I don't really take them as, like, firing folks. But at the same time, like, you gotta do something, don't you? Like, how can you let something like that? If that happens, here's the catch, though. I think the game will be a solid game, but not an amazing game, but not a bad game. It'll be a solid, like a 7 out of 10 game. And it'll sell well. That's been my prediction for years, like 2 years. So that's what I think is going to happen, and that will not cause, I think, issues. New Tale's going to critically and commercially fail. I don't know. I think critics are going to eat that. Well, no, I don't know. I don't think critics really like Gearbox, do they? Gearbox has run its course in the writing department. And I guarantee they're going to blame the first game's sales. Anyway, I did warn you the trailer would be trash, yeah. No, they'll blame something like, because it's very, I don't know if you want to throw in the political aspect of like progressive or diverse, but that is a very modern Borderlands game. Even though Borderlands is very diverse in the first place from the first game on, and Tales from the Borderlands is very diverse, I feel like they'll say, could they say something like there's no men as like the lead, so you're complaining, you didn't want to play because they're all female? Like, would they go that far? That'd be laughable because I've played Life is Strange with Max, who's just a single female lead. Actually, a lot of the Life is Strange games are female-led. So, yeah. Didn't think so either. Yeah, I just, well, for Peter, my thoughts on Sony is just I don't know if they'd want to go the day before Marvel, Disney, and 2 days before Ubisoft. I just don't think they'd want to go 3 days in a row. And I feel like they would have announced it yesterday. They could still announce it tomorrow or Sunday or even Monday. It could still happen, but I take the under. Like, if I was betting, I wouldn't take the bet. Plus, my favorite thing about the first game was the character dynamics. Yeah, I love Sasha, and just from the trailer, I can already tell there's no special characters. Yeah. What's funny, VG movies, about this discussion is tomorrow I'm actually putting out a retrospective, 10, 11 minutes long, on Tales from the Borderlands. I think it's a really good video. It's got some graphics. It's got some things. I'll tweet about it and stuff, but I think it's a really good video. And I talk about Tales from 8 years ago. And that game is it's not even all that much story-led. It's character-led. The original Tales from the Borderlands is character-led, character relationship-led, and you have to like your characters. Your characters have to be different from each other and just have a lot of personality and have to go through things and arcs and stuff. And they also have to be likable. And that's how that game works, because if they're not likable or they're not good characters, the story takes a while to get going. It's not like the greatest story of all time, but like everything works so well together. So if you don't have the character part in this game, if the characters are trash, you're expecting the story then to save it, because you can't expect the gameplay to save it, right? So you have to expect the story to save it, and I just don't think that would happen either. So yeah. You link your account to... what house are you going to choose? I think it said Gryffindor. Well, you can choose. I think you can choose your house in Hogwarts naturally, or you can link it with the fan club account. So I think it's I don't think you have to do one or the other. You could do... Well, you have to do one or the other. But I think you could do either or. Sony showcases are typically late September. I think last year's was early September, though. How do you think they're going to do the Patronus spell? I don't know if they will do the Patronus spell. They could, and they would... I don't know, because you'd have to link the accounts. I don't know if the Patronus will be in the game. That's a good question, though. Let me write that down, actually, because that's a good question to bring up to everybody tomorrow in the Hogwarts get-together that I'm doing. Patronus. Remember, tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern, is our Hogwarts Legacy get-together event with a bunch of other creators, and I've been talking to some of the smaller creators too, both on Twitter and on YouTube, and I want to eventually do some sort of event for small, like 1,000 subscriber through like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 subscriber, like the smaller tier Hogwarts creators. I want to do an event with them too, that I've pitched to some of them, and they're in. So we'll do that as time goes on as well. Let's see. I'm falling behind. I got to go faster. Do you think DC Comics should make games about their unknown characters, Dreamer, etc.? I really want to see a Dreamer-based video game. Do you think DC Comics should make games about their unknown? I think we should get like a Superman, Wonder Woman, I think you should get the more popular ones first before you get the unknowns, simply because games take a long time to make, and it's a lot of money and a lot of investment. And if you choose characters that nobody knows and then they don't work, you just lost a lot of what I just said. Time, money, resource. You just lost it. Whereas if you make a game on Aquaman, even if the game's not good, it's Aquaman and it probably can sell. You know what I mean? So in a world where we can have more games releasing, yes, I think you could have more obscure titles. But I think for DC, you got to do the big ones first. Like, not having a Superman game at this point is insane. Nickelodeon's making a TMNT game. I saw that. That's quite something. Although, I really have no confidence in it until I see the developer. I was always hoping we could port our Harry Potter fan club into the game, but never thought it would happen. Me too. Me too. Somebody actually told me about that a few days before, and I think I said they won't do it. Like, my prediction was they wouldn't do it. So I was wrong. Alex, the character will arrive in Hogwarts in year 5. Will we have to make the noms? What? I don't know the question. You have to catch up, I assume. My throat's pretty itchy. I'm pretty disappointed. I'm just really disappointed that we haven't gotten a full-blown gameplay reveal for Ragnarok, but we have seen looks that are amazing. By the way, what are your PC specs? Yeah, it's in... Like, I think the full-blown gameplay reveal is coming. I think that's just the issue. And my specs, 16 RAM, RTX 3080. Those are like the big two, right? It's like it's newer in a lot of the different departments. The memory is a little on the lower end that I wish I could take back and get better, but it works. I mean, a lot of games are for 16, so all that matters is sales. It's going to sell like hotcakes. Agreed. think the Sony showcase will be the 15th. Yeah, I think the following week makes more sense. The issue is the rumor is Nintendo has a show also that week. And that'll be, I mean, well, you know, whatever. That'll be fine for us as gamers. Nintendo will crush it, I think. I'm surprised Marvel hasn't done a video game universe. X-Men would be a cool open. Yeah. I think because they're just kind of handing them out, they don't really, I think, care about making it all connected. And to be fair, it doesn't need to be connected. It really doesn't. But X-Men would be freaking sweet. 22nd of the month. Yep. That'd be, yeah, after TGS. That's important to remember, too. Speaking of Borderlands, you going to watch the movie next year? Yeah, I'll watch it. When a game focuses so heavily on story and the characters suck, there's nothing to fall back on. Yeah. If it's all story, now if the story's good, it's fine. If the focus is all on the story and the characters are lacking and the story doesn't work or they make bad decisions or whatever, then you fall back on the characters. And if the characters are shallow or hollow or whatever, then you're going to fail. And I don't think the Tales from the Borderlands, I don't think had the most amazing story. It had a good arc. It had cool things happen. It took a while to build up. I think it's a really solid story. I don't think it's like the greatest thing ever, but the characters are incredible. It's one of the best casts ever for a game. You just go down the list. The only weak character is Yvonne, the guy that Chris Hardwick plays. I really don't. He's not a good character to me. I don't think Chris Hardwick is all that talented as a voice actor, but like Reese, Fiona, Sasha, Loaderbot, Gordis, August, Scooter, Hugo, like all of these characters, they're phenomenal characters. So yeah. Hey Alex, when do you think we will have more information on Spider-Man 2? This fall. Either at the Marvel Disney showcase or at Sony's thing. Can't wait for the retrospective. Love the Walking Dead one. Thank you. I think I've gotten a lot better since that one. I think my retrospectives have gotten improved. I did one on Assassin's Creed Origins that I thought was really, really good, and people liked it. And then Tales, I think, is the best one of the 9 that I've done. Next up, after Tales, will be God of War 3. That will be my next retrospective that I do. And then we'll see. Like I said, I'm going to go back and play Black Flag, so that could be after. That could be, I have a list of games that I want to do these retrospectives on. Eventually, I want to do, like, Prototype, Slies. I'd like to get to the Sly games. Like, I got a lot of plans for those, and they do well overall. Alex, do you think 8K capable consoles are realistic? Yeah, but it'll take a while. Just like you can get the greatest technology on your PC, but most games can't even do it, or they're not optimized for it. You know what I mean? So I think we'll get there. It'll just take a while. Isn't the PS5 partially 8K, or it can do that? It's not, you know what I mean? Like, isn't that a thing with the PS5? It's not gonna need to. The PS6 may, but not the 5. That's my opinion. But I'm not a big technology guy. I mean, did you link your account? Oh, I did not. I was thinking about maybe doing it in a video or a live stream for Hogwarts to link, because I don't even think I have an account. So I was thinking maybe a fun video or live stream would be unedited, kind of just make an account, do the stuff, pick my wand, my house, and then link it. I was thinking, and you guys can let me know if you want that. The PS5 is in stock on PS Direct and on Walmart, but only the $550 bundle with Horizon. Yeah, you may have to go a little high there and get Horizon with it. Do you think TT Games have the potential to make something decent other than Lego games? I think they want to. I don't know if they're capable of it, just because we haven't seen it. So I'm not sure. Do you think we could see a full demo at Tokyo Game Show? On what? On what? Let me see. Did you already write a comment before then? I don't see it. I don't know what demo for what game at TGS. There is a lot of demos actually that are going to be there. Even a Green Lantern. One of the most satisfying platinum trophies ever earned was from Batman Arkham Knight. Yeah, I think I have all 3. Asylum, City, Knight. If you could only take on game from Telltale with the old writers, which would it be? Scream or Pirates? Oh, Jesus, no. Oh, my God. I can't answer that question. That is the greatest question. So you're talking about like the peak of Telltale, right? When they were just doing Walking Dead, Wolf Among Us, and then Tales, when they were on like another level. And if I could have that kind of squad, make a Scream game or a Pirates of the Caribbean game, I'd really want to see like a Jack Sparrow adventure, but I also want to see what they could do with a horror game in Scream. I feel like my gut's saying to go Scream, even though like all I want in life is a Pirates game. So I feel like I maybe would have to go Scream. Man, can we have both? If they can make 30 games in like 5 years, why can't they do Pirates and Scream? Fortnite just recently added my favorite character. Did they do Starfire yet, or is that still just a rumor? Well, they did show Dementors on the deluxe cover. That's true. So Patronuses probably have to be in the game. That's fair. Falling asleep in the chat. I mean, I'm trying to get to everybody. I don't know what to tell you. I want to make this a little bit different. You know, we did like a reaction and a video. I did like my news wrap-up thing. We had a good crowd, or we're having a good crowd. I don't want to bore people, but I want to read all your comments, but I also want to make this show has to evolve. As the channel gets bigger and as more people watch these live streams, I got to spice it up a little bit. Again, I have different scenes on OBS. I mean, I'm doing things. I think they meant take the owls, not the... Oh. We probably would take the owls, considering that would be kind of lore-breaking if we didn't. Unless they make an excuse that we don't have to because we weren't there the whole time. That could happen. I really want Silent Hill to come back. Agreed. X-Men over Fantastic Four. I think I'd agree with that. Also, speaking of Life is Strange, how come Life is Strange 2 wasn't on the Switch? Because that game is trash. No, just kidding. Well, it is. I hate that. I hate Life is Strange 2. But I don't know why it's not on Switch. What's odd, or what's going to be interesting to see is if they ever do, because they did like the Life is Strange 1 remaster and stuff. They haven't done 2 yet. Now, obviously, 2 was years after 1. Would they do a remaster for 2? Did people really like it as much as they say? Because I hated it. And I think a lot of people, I don't think everybody, I don't even think the majority hated it, but I think it was a good group. I have to go see you at 2 p.m. tomorrow. Sounds good, buddy. Is Kingdom Hearts more Disney or Square Enix? It's more Tetsuya Nomura. I think it's more Square than Disney. I love a Fantastic Four game. Me too. Do you think casual gamers should stay out of the gaming community for people that are new to gaming? Should they be in the fandom? Do you think a casual gamer should stay out of the gaming community? No. No, anybody should be but like to dictate things, I think you should like know your stuff. Like if you're going to dictate to a community something, I think you got to know. You can have an opinion on something, but to like if you're trying to like speak for the community, having like an average Joe who just joins, you know what I mean? I don't really think it's a smart move. Pre-ordered Hogwarts. Is God of War worth a pre-order? Yeah. Or will it go sale fast? No, it will not go on sale fast enough. It will not. God of War will not go on sale for a long time. With that being said, I am actually very much opposed to pre-ordering any game, and I have not pre-ordered either God of War or Hogwarts. I don't really pre-order games. So take that for what you will. I think it's fine that other people do it. I do not do it. But I think God of War Ragnarok is going to be an insanely good game that's going to range between like game of the year to really good. Like that's the low. I personally think like it's gonna be a good game. I love shoot. If they were to kill Kratos in a very disrespectful way, though, I could see my stance changing. Right? Because you think about The Last was Part 2, and you would think, well, I mean, that's a shoo-in to be an amazing game, but it's not to some people because of story decisions. So maybe I should be more careful with my words. Now, I feel like God of War Ragnarok will, unless they do something really dumb, which is possible. It's definitely possible, but I'm going to take the optimistic approach. I love Prototype. Me too. T. Martin said that Quidditch is confirmed now to not be in Hogwarts. Yep, I know that. my thoughts. I'm a little disappointed, but like I get it. And I also have kind of braced myself for that to happen. But I did a video that'll be up on Sunday on this channel where I talk about Quidditch for a lot of the time. How do you say your name? Row LG Gaming Commentary. Hello. Owls. Oh, yeah. I know owls. We already knew Quidditch wasn't realistic to add. Agreed. What's the release date for The Last of Us Part 1 on PC? They didn't say, but they did say that it would be like relatively soon. I think The Last of Us Part 1 will release on PC before the end of the year. That's what I think, personally. With the inclusion of Harry Potter Fan Club connection to Hogwarts Legacy, do you think wand customizing has a higher chance to be in it, to be included? Yes, but like probably like a grip, like nothing too serious with the thing. Zestorn, oh thanks, buddy. I appreciate the work you put into your videos. So as a thank you, there you go. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I really do. You've been with me for a long time. And, the people that stay with me for a long time, I'm always just shocked that you can tolerate me for as long as you do. When you talk, and I say it over and over again, when you talk about as many franchises and games and movies and all these things that I do, you're bound to run into a disagreement. I'm bound to say something that other people don't agree with, right? Because when you talk about like 80 things a week, that's an exaggeration. When you talk about 25 things a week, which is still more than almost anybody I can think of on YouTube, you're gonna, not saying it's better than other people, just saying it's a lot. You're bound to run into disagreements. So as long as like people are respectful and you know that it's just my thoughts on something, right? If you like the new Tales from the Borderlands trailer, I disagree almost violently, but it's fine. It's fine. Just don't ever talk to me. I'm just kidding. No, we have to get that kind of mindset out. You know what I mean? That mindset of like, if you don't like this and I like this, you're dead to me. I don't ever want to talk to you. That really needs to not happen, because you could just not talk about it, but you could still talk about other things, right? We have to like stop with the whole, just because we disagree on one thing, you're like the enemy. Gotta stop that. And that's not like political, that's like in general. All right, I'm gonna rifle through these, but thank you again, buddy Zestorn. I really appreciate that, and you've been here for a long time, so thank you so much. Sorting stream would be nice. Stream your sorting set. Yeah, see, that'd be fun. I'm gonna play as Gryffindor first. Oh, sorry, my message didn't go through. I meant a full demo of Hogwarts. Ooh, I don't think so. But that'd be freaking sweet. That'd be sweet. Telltale Scream would be wild. It would be nuts. It would also be nuts for them to do Pirates, to be honest with you. Just got done setting up my Harry Potter account. Nice. I'm a Ravenclaw, and my Patronus is, I don't know how to say that. Borzo? I don't know how to say it. I'm not even going to try it. Nice. Is Hufflepuff last, right? I think Hufflepuff is the last of the 4 houses that people are watching the thing on. So, look, most people are going to pick Gryffindor and Slytherin. Probably Slytherin. It'll probably be Slytherin, Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff. That'll probably be the percentage of people that play it through. I'm going to play it through 4 times, so it won't really matter. But, yeah. I mean, I liked it, but okay, Life is Strange too. Yeah, no, it's fine if you. That's a good example. I hate Life is Strange too. I hate it. A lot of people got very mad at me when I said that I hated it. I don't care. I think you can like it and I can hate it. That's fine. I just don't think it's a good game. Have you watched the new Rings of Power on Amazon Prime? I have not. I haven't seen good things for it though. But I'm not really into Middle Earth all that much. How would you feel about an asymmetrical horror game for the Scream franchise, or perhaps even a reverse horror game? So I'm not into, I think I said, like, you may know this, because Philip, you've been here like a long time. I don't need all the horror games to be multiplayer. So I would prefer Scream to just be single player story. I like choose your own, like you answer the phone and then you pick what you're going to say. That's what I think it should be. I think it would work really well. I don't think, even like a Nightmare on Elm Street, I think would be kind of fun as a single player game. I don't think all these multiplayer games they're fine, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, whatever. But I just don't think every single one of these games needs to be multiplayer. I really just don't think that needs to happen. But that's just me. That's just me. You saw that Callisto Protocol turned down that Game Pass money? Yeah, I did. Here's the interesting thing, though. Game Pass, I love Game Pass. I love Game Pass. Game Pass is an insane value. I don't know how good it is for the industry. I don't know how sustainable it is long term. It's good for me now, and I'm very in that way. I'm very short-sighted. I don't really care. With that being said, the report of how much they paid for, was it Guardians? There was a report of how much they paid to put a game on Game Pass, and it was like $3 million. That's nothing. So I wonder what the contract, and this is not a, I'm saying Microsoft's evil because they shortchange people. I legitimately want to know, how much do they go and offer? Like a Plague Tale Requiem is on Game Pass. Did they offer them $5 million or $2 million or $20 million? Like, how much money do they play around with? Because if they offered Plague Tale like $5 million and the game costs like $80 million to make, maybe that's high. Let's say $40 million. But some games like Halo cost $500 million to make. So imagine a game that's like $200 million to make, and then Xbox gets that for Game Pass. It's a third-party game. How much did they pay them to put it on? Because they just lost a lot, not all of it. Most of the money you would get from those gamers, you lost because more people would play on Game Pass than buy it. But of course, it depends on the game. It does depend on like Sea of Thieves. So yeah, I've always been interested in that. So like Callisto Protocol, how much does it need to make? How much was the budget? And did Microsoft offer them anything? And if they did, how much was it? Like I love to know those numbers. We will never see those numbers, but I'd love to see them. I don't have a fan club wand. I think mine would be Elderwood though. That's 72 hours early access, Alex. Okay, well, so all right, no. So I've been pretty transparent on this. My plan for Hogwarts Legacy is simple. It's very simple. And it's not an ego thing. It's a looking at the reality of the situation. I don't know. I'm going to ask for it. I'm going to message whoever I need to message to try to get like a review code for that game, okay? Like I try to do that for a lot of different games. If I get the code, it doesn't matter what I pre-ordered because I would already have the game. In fact, it would be a waste of my money to do that. So that's the first issue. I don't know if I would get it though. So my backup plan, and it's not even a backup plan, it's like a 1A, 1B. If I request a review code, I do not get it, I will pre-order Hogwarts 4 days before it comes out, which would then be 1 day before the 72-hour early access. And in that 1 day, I would preload it onto my PS5. That's my plan. Very transparent. I'm going to try to get it earlier than 3 days, selfishly. I'm going to try to do that. If I fail at that, which is fine, if I fail, I will get the 72-hour. I'm going to get the digital deluxe edition. That's been my plan since day one. Are you opposed to the idea of turning a movie into a video game? No. I think a movie can be a game. Alex will probably get an early yeah, well, I hope so. God, I hope so. That's actually, I didn't even read that, Reese. Hogwarts is the first game I pre-ordered in like 5 years. Yeah, I think it's the first of many people. The Last of Us Part 2 makes me sad. Will we still get to fly brooms and free roam? Yes. And I think brooms will probably be customizable too. Me and my wife love Life is Strange. When I told her about 2, we was hyped through the roof, but when we finally finished it, we completely hated it. Oh my god. Yeah, no, My wife doesn't like Life is Strange, period. She thinks kind of like Max and Chloe are cringe, which is fair. I actually have friends that have told me Life is Strange 1 is incredibly bad and not, you know what I mean? I don't agree with that. I love Life is Strange 1 is one of my favorite games of all time. So I do not agree with people that say it's bad. But there are those people. Life is Strange 2 is like the last Jedi of Life is Strange, where it just fractured. I believe it fractured the fan base. And I think aging-wise, a lot of people really love 1. I still see people now that say how much they love 1, or they only played 1, and they never played 2. They never played Before the Storm. They never played True Colors, even though True Colors is an excellent game and the second best Life is Strange game because Life is Strange 1 is still better. Just got off work. I could catch the stream. Well, welcome, the boy Dave. I appreciate you being here, buddy. Just joined. When do you think next PlayStation Showcase will be? I will go with the middle of September, so not next week. The week after. Or the week after that. Broom or Hippogriff? What will you choose? Shoot. Hippogriff, probably. I feel that they didn't do Quiet. What? I feel they didn't do Quidditch because either the game couldn't handle it or maybe they figured they wanted to wait for sales and add it on as DLC. I think it's because the game couldn't handle it or they didn't have the time. When I'm at work, I play your videos pretty often, so thanks for the content. Well, thank you. No, I appreciate that. I've heard that before, that the people just, because, it's not very visually heavy. Some of my videos are a little bit more visually heavy, but it is a lot of just my voice, and I get that. Yes, GVKK and Halloween Kills, those are the only disagreements with you. Yeah. Wait, what's GVKK? Godzilla vs. Kong. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a big discrepancy between what I think of it and what other people think about it. I hated Halloween Kills. I really didn't like Godzilla vs. Kong. I get that it's just dumb fun. I just didn't like it. Yeah, that would be a big discrepancy. Alex, you're an awesome streamer, YouTuber. I appreciate all the content you put out. Thanks, buddy. Thank you. Scream games should be both single and oh my god. I mean, you're just singing the tunes of if a Scream game came out that was single player but it happened to also have a multiplayer mode. I mean, what would beat that game for a game of the generation? Really, what game? We can all disagree. There are a few things where we differ on opinion, sometimes even strongly. That is life. I'll engage with anyone as long as you have basic foundational morals. That's fair. There's a Scream game in development? No. And it's not like I'm doing this on some random game engine. I'm doing it on Unreal, so it's going to be a pretty good looking game. Who is ready for Silent Hill? I am. God, I hope we get a Silent Hill game. I hope so. Single player multiplayer would be perfect for Scream. Yeah, man, I'd love it so much. Hey, what is the next big thing you want to see from Hogwarts? I still want more dialogue. Is that unfair to say? I still want more dialogue, and I guess the HUD, the overall HUD of the game. You deserve it. Thank you. Maybe it's a little impossible, but if in Gotham Knights Batman is really dead and the character surprise at the end of the game be Damian Wayne, it could. Hi, Alex. Nice haircut. Thank you. Thank you. I'm quite happy with my haircut. Have you heard of anything regarding a Transformers game? No, but Age of Cybertron is a great game. So I really would want a new Transformers. I'm playing Days Gone. It was rough at first, but yeah, Days Gone takes a little bit. I don't like Life is Strange 1. Oh my, well, shame on you. I'm just kidding. No, I get it. I'm surprised I like Life is Strange 1, to be honest with you, but I love it. I watched Jacksepticeye play Life is Strange and bought it soon after, but couldn't stand even watching the second Life is Strange game makes me mad. Like and I remember playing it. It just made me mad, and I don't ever want to do that to myself again. But I think I will one day. I really do. Did you like the second one? No. Do you think Hogwarts Legacy will tie into any post-Harry Potter stories or fantasy? No, I don't think it'll reach. Like, I think they're going to purposely stop so they can't, get close to it. How long has Hogwarts actually been in development? 4 years and a couple months. And I know that. I know that. Days Gone deserves a sequel. It does. Anticipated horror movies that isn't Scream 6. The Hellraiser one, because I just want to see if they can do it. Halloween Ends, because I want to see if they can do it. I don't know many horror things, though. That's really it. I don't really have the Insidious 5. I like that Rose Byrne is coming back. I don't really know. You should play the Yakuza. I should. No, I've been told to do both, and I haven't, and I'm sad about it. So, yeah. I will one day. Are you playing Hogwarts Legacy on YouTube or on your own time? Well, again, it depends. Flat out transparent, it would depend, right? Because if I got the game, say 2 weeks or okay, so this is not like a flex. This is just because I don't want to say it like that or have people run in stupid directions. if I have a game right now in my possession that comes out in 2 weeks, I'm not allowed to say anything. You know what I mean? So if I got Hogwarts early, I wouldn't be able to maybe even say. Some games tell you when you get the review embargo, you're not even allowed to say you have the game. This game didn't say that, but I don't really know the rules, so I'm not going to say it just to be safe. But and it's a pretty okay sized game, by the way. But yeah, so that's where I stand. Like, because if I got Hogwarts early, I could maybe record myself and then put it up on YouTube after, but I wouldn't be able to do it live. If I got it the day of, I still don't really know what I would do with Hogwarts, to be honest with you. Wolf Among Us Season 2 release, I want it tomorrow. Nah, probably summer-ish. I don't think it'll come out like the first couple months, to be honest with you. Finn and Sean were much cuter than Max and Chloe. Cuter? I think Max and Chloe are cute. I have an itch for Power Rangers game. Yeah. I remember watching your video on the canceled game. Yep. Oh, a Power Rangers game would be freaking sweet. Don't want to jinx it, but I think Hogwarts Legacy could be my favorite game of all time. I think it could be a lot of people. Yeah, you have to take it in what's the word? Take it in stride. You know what I mean? It could not be great, but I mean I get why people are so, would say that. Wasn't Hogwarts Legacy available since 2017? No, I think it was like early to mid 2018 is when it started. Did you watch Willy's Wonderland? Is that the one with Nick Cage? If so, yes, and I liked it. I'm not trying to be blank, but I rather play as a male character in a video game, and that's why I prefer Life is Strange 2. I don't care who I play as, to me. So I think Max is so much better, in my opinion, than Sean and Daniel that it's not even close. Alex, you could have that discussion of True Colors. Again, these are just my opinions. Alex in True Colors, I think, is a really good character. But I don't know, oh, shoot. A big package is going to come. I hope they don't knock. To review a game, do companies really give you the game 2 weeks out that's early? No, it depends. It depends on the game. I've gotten games. I got Destroy All Humans as a review code, and I got it 2 days before the reviews could go up for it. But I got it like 5 days early, 6 days early from when the game came out to everybody. So yeah. So it just depends on the game. Gotham Knights is actually, but I don't even know I'm allowed to say these things, so maybe I should shut up. Gotham Knights is actually looking pretty solid. Agreed. Thoughts on if we get a Silent Hill movie? I think we will get a Silent Hill movie. I think we'll get both. I don't think it's one or the other. And we'll see how that goes. I still can't get over the movement in Gotham Knights. It's like they're floating during the combat, a bit slow. The movement's not the greatest, I think. Really excited for the Indiana Jones game. Me too. I was going to start getting the Quarry game. It looks like I might have to get into the Life is Strange. Well, yeah, only play Life is Strange 1 and then play True Colors. Play 1 before the storm, so get the collection. Get Life is Strange collection, which is $40, and you get Life is Strange 1 and Before the Storm, 2 incredible games, and then play True Colors. That's what you should do. I'm not going to keep saying it. Those are the 2 good ones. Life is Strange 2 is the bad one. These are all just my opinions. But I'm going to stop saying these are my opinions. People should know they're just my opinions. But Quarry is pretty okay, too. If you can get the Quarry for like $20-$30, I think it's worth it. I don't know. It will always be a cult classic. Yeah. Slasher fighting games. Oh, man, that'd be interesting. But I feel like the licenses would be a nightmare, right? Because like Freddy and Jason and all these characters, the licensing behind them are so messed up and screwed up. How could you get them all together for a brawler game? Quidditch DLC? I honestly don't think so. I think it would get its own standalone game. That's been my prediction. Honestly, buddy. Just worry about the Gotham people. Yeah, Gotham's not really alive in this game. We need a Thrillville 3. Yes, we do. How different would you say your excitement level is from what you first seen of Hogwarts trailer to now? I'm more excited. No. Man, for like the first time I saw the trailer, maybe less excited, but like it's not much. My expectations have kind of changed, you know what I mean? So, If you could pick an original Avenger to have a solo game, Iron Man. Transformers Beyond Reality, single-player shooter releasing on PSVR. That's pretty sweet. Avalanche should make a Strange Academy game, and Rockstar needs to get the Punisher IP. That'd be sweet, too. Do you like the movie Freaky? I do. It would probably work as a game. Somebody's trying to cancel you on Twitter for liking Hogwarts Legacy. They'll come for me. Don't worry. That'll happen. If Gotham Knights flops, maybe after Suicide Squad, Killer Justice League, you could give us another Arkham game. Yeah, I don't know if Arkham will ever come back, but I think a standalone Batman game will come back at some point. I can't wait for Gotham Knights, but I need to see reviews. And hopefully I can give you one of those. Hopefully, I'm talking about Hogwarts so much. Hopefully I get a review code for Gotham Knights. I mean, that would be a lot of fun. My opinions on... when I talk about, like, getting games early and stuff, I feel like I'm pretty, like, reserved. Like, I don't want people to look at me and say, like, oh, you got it early. And I also don't want to come across the wrong way. But I've seen people, like, beg for review codes on Twitter, like, all the time. People smaller than me, people around the same size as me. So it's like, I don't really... Maybe I should just, like, stop being so worried about what people will kind of read into how I talk. Because I really don't think I come across as, like, demanding or whining or, you know what I mean? Like asking too hard. Because I've seen people that, like, or begging. I don't beg. And I think a lot of people do. Let's see. Do you think they would do a 4th to 7th year in separate games? No, I think 5 through 7 will all be in this game. I'm starting to think it, to be honest with you. A kaiju and Super Sentai fighting game. Oh my god. Highly specific. I'm so jealous you got Destroy All Humans too early. I bought their collector's edition. Yeah, they delayed it. They delayed their collector's edition, which is upsetting. But the game is very good. But do you have the game? Because they said you can contact your thing and they'll give you the code. So I think you can get the code if you want it. It's good, man. It's a good game. The last 2 story missions are really bad modern game-wise. I don't remember how I felt about them back then, but the last 2 missions are downright awful from, like, a gameplay-wise now. But besides that, I think Destroy All Humans 2 is a great game and a refreshing game. Teen Titans Go Snyder. No, I didn't see that. I really just love that trope in Hollywood, the body swap trope. Yeah. Are you going to cover Starfield? Yes. Easily. I have a... No, I'm not going to say it. I'm going to cover Starfield. I'm keen to play Gotham Knights with a friend. Yeah, I think it'll help the game, to be honest with you. Do you think Rocksteady will ever do another Batman game? Maybe not them, but I think we'll get another Batman game. The people judging us for liking Harry Potter needs to stop. It won't. It'll only get worse, but it does need to stop. Is there an Assassin's Creed game that's supposed to be based in feudal Japan? That's Infinity. That's the one after Mirage. So that's a couple years away. Do you think Hogwarts Legacy will over in one game, or there'll be a second game over the year? I think there could be a second game, but it would be as an adult. So then you would say Hogwarts Legacy, but you're not in Hogwarts. Unless you're a teacher at Hogwarts is the only way that would work. But I do think there could be more. I think there'll be too much time jumping if it's multiple years. I agree with that. What makes you think 5 through 7? I did a video on it earlier. What are the rumors for length in hours? There's no rumor at all. If there is, I would report on it. I did a video earlier today why I think Hogwarts could be years 5 through 7. And then in terms of hours, I think like 40 to 50 is fine. What games are you most excited for this month? Splatoon 3 next week. Metal Hellsinger the week after. That's about it. This week is kind of dead, or this month is kind of dead. Next month is Plague Tale, which is gonna, I think, just be insane. The Plague Tale Requiem, I think, is gonna be so good. Gotham Knights, Scorn, Mario Rabbids, Bayonetta 3, the Rose DLC in Resident Evil Village. October is gonna be popping. Are you going to see Godzilla vs. Kong 2? No, I won't see that in theaters. No Sly Pain. Agreed. Thoughts on Saints Row? I haven't played it yet, but don't want to spoil it. We'll talk about Saints Row in the next couple weeks. Just wink, wink. Batman Beyond game. You have what? I have what? Oh, yeah. I can't say. I don't have Starfield in my possession, if that's going to be the running thing. But I feel I'm going to cover Starfield a lot. I'm very excited for Starfield. Black Myth Wukong looks promising. I loved all the gameplay they dropped. Yeah, same. It looks really good. Halo Infinite is even more in a terrible state than it already is. It is, sadly. That will be so much fun. A body swap horror video game would be fun and funny. If it's like choice-based and stuff, that'd be fun. Also, just want to say thanks for crediting my tweet today. Love the video. Oh, thank you. Well, thank you for tagging me. I appreciate it. You guys tagging me on Twitter means a lot. Even if I don't always see it, which I don't, but I really do appreciate you guys doing that. Rick Grimes show, I'm in. I'm in on the Rick Grimes show. Next year. Surprise Saints Row is on Game Pass. Me too. Scorn does look good. What do you hope they do for the Hogwarts Legacy mini-map? I don't really care so much. You know, mini-maps are normally just kind of like either circular, square. They could have dots on them. I don't really care too much about what they do, to be honest with you. Yeah. But I'm sure they'll have one. Sad Moonscar noises. Gosh, I didn't know they delayed the Destroy All Humans 2 collectors. Yeah. If you they go on their Twitter, Zach. Go on Destroy All Human, or even maybe Black Forest Games. They said that the collector's edition, something was wrong with it, but they said in the tweet, like, if you contact the thing you bought it from, you can get the game. It's like at least you can get the game earlier than the statue and stuff. It's on their Twitter. I saw it just in passing. Hopefully the Last of Us show will be good. Agreed. Do you think Insomniac is making a multiplayer Marvel game? I do. I do. And what Marvel game do you think they'll make next? It'll be that, because it'll be Spider-Man 2, Wolverine, and then that one. So I think I don't really know what they could. I really don't know. Something very like speedy and movement-wise, like, you know what I mean? Something like Spider-Man or, you know, something like that. Top 5 games of all time? God. I don't really know if I can do that. Like, so Kingdom Hearts 2 is one of my favorites. Life is Strange, Tales from the Borderlands, Uncharted 2 through 4, The Last of Us, the first Halo. I've always liked Infamous's. I don't think they'd be at my top. Telltale's The Walking Dead. A lot of episodic, like story-heavy games. I always have a soft spot for Heavy Rain. Sly Cooper. 2 and 3. 3, I think, is my favorite, but I think 2 is the best Sly game. I don't know if I have a list. God of War 3. I mean, I like a lot of games. It's a thing with me. I play a lot. I play a lot of games, and I like a lot of games. So I don't know if I can do a top 5 though. But Uncharted 4 is my favorite current game. I still think the game will be years 5 and 6, and then maybe year 7 with Dumbledore as a sequel. Yeah, I like that idea. I think it's totally possible. I was happy with Common Room reveal, but I was kind of hoping for a map reveal. Yeah. I think that's coming. What was your favorite Common Room revealed in more detail? Is it Hufflepuff? I think Hufflepuff's. I think I was really impressed with seeing it. Do we need a mini map? I hope it's like Skyrim with a compass. Ooh, yeah, that'd be cool. Which hero you'd like to see after Marvel's Wolverine game? I'd take like Iron Man. I'd take X-Men or Fantastic Four. Any of those kind of stuff. Spider-Man 2 would be cool as a multiplayer. Worst game of all time? Prototype 2 or Life is Strange 2. It's games that are not necessarily bad, but I hate them so much. Those would be like the top of my list. New Tales from the Borderlands will probably be on that list. So I'd probably say, like, I hated Prototype 2, is what they did with Alex Mercer. I hated Life is Strange 2 for obvious reasons we've talked about. So it'd probably be like sequels and stuff, honestly, instead of like base games. Mass Effect Andromeda, I hate. I know there's like newfound love for that game, but I mean, I think that game's pretty bad, to be honest with you. All the students looked like the same age and in the same year. Yeah. Top 10. Yeah, I should make well, around Christmas time, when there's like less stuff that's going on, I like to do more creative idea videos. I could do a top list of like my favorite game. I've thought about it before. What I am going to do, it's going to be a huge video. I've teased this before. Around Christmas time, I'm going to rank every single new game I played in 2022. So every game I've played already, probably like 25 to 30 new games that come out this year. So maybe 20. Yeah, it's probably the lower end, probably 25. So that's what I'm gonna do for Christmas. Is I'm gonna rank probably 40 games that I've played this year. And I'm gonna do probably a long 30, 40-minute video. So that should be a lot of fun. I'm excited for that one. I've thought about doing that for a while. I have played Firewatch. Yes. Firewatch was the first game that blew up on my channel, on this channel. I got a video that got like 15,000 views, and I was so shocked that game. I don't love Firewatch, honestly. I actually think it's a pretty up and down. Like, it's got really good parts to it. I think it's also kind of really bad. But at the same time, I will always like it because of the soft spot I have because of the channel. 12 minutes. I liked 12 minutes. I got myself really hyped for 12 minutes, and it definitely, the story, you may know based off the ending of that game, weird. Weird story. But I overall liked it. Yeah, Prototype 2. Can we all just agree Prototype 2 freaking sucked? At the moment of what we know, what is the thing about Hogwarts Legacy that is you the most excited to experience? Going to classes and like living the Hogwarts life. That. Mowing Simulator is the greatest game of all time. It probably is. I won't even change your mind because you're probably right. What did you not like about Prototype 2? Just making Alex the villain when he was more of like an anti-hero, not a pure villain. I know they did it in the comics, the Dark Horse comics, they did that. Bad idea. So it was the story. I did not like Heller. I didn't like Alex Mercer's ambitions or why he was doing the things he was doing. I just didn't like it. Do you get a lot of hate for talking about Hogwarts? No, not as much as you would think. Are you a fan of the Telltale? Oh, yeah, I love them. I love them. Tales, Wolf Among Us, I love. That's an amazing game. Walking Dead. I actually really liked Minecraft Story Mode. I loved Batman, The Enemy Within, the second season. I loved that game. Game of Thrones, I did not like. Guardians, I did not like. The first Batman season, I did not like. And yeah, and then Walking Dead was up and down. If so, what stories, characters would you like to see from them next? Well, like I said, I mean, like Scream or Pirates, like licensed games, licensed movies into games would be kind of cool. I was curious in the common room if we could play Wizard's Chess. I made a video on that. That'll go up soon. I talk about that in a video. Yeah, 12 minutes' ending was weird. Do you think Hogwarts Legacy will be more woke because of the person who should not be named? No. If you're talking about J.K. Rowling, I have no problem saying her name. But she's not even a part of the game. I don't think it'll be a problem. AC Valhalla was the worst game I've ever played. Oh, Assassin's Creed 3. That would be one of them. I hated Assassin's Creed 3, so that would be on my list. Do you think we get a new Metal Gear Solid game? I do, but I think it'll be a remaster. Have you ever done a video on your first gaming memory? No, but it would be Crash Team Racing would be my first one, or Crash Bash. If they bring back Wizard Chess, I hope they bring the Ravenclaw Chess Champion. Oh my God. Pirates RPG from Rockstar would be insane. I watched my sister play the Back to the Future game. I liked it. The Back to the Future game was pretty okay, to be honest with you. All right, guys. Well, we've gone way later than we normally would. Like I said, Common Thief, you missed my earlier. Go back and rewatch because I went on like a 10-minute rant in the beginning of the live stream on Assassin's Creed and my journey of the franchise. So I talk a little bit about why I hated it. It's a funny story. But all right, well, this was a ton of, you guys freaking rock. We talked about Hogwarts. We talked about a lot of other stuff. So hopefully you guys liked the diversity that I bring to you on this channel. No, thank you so much for being here. Make sure, and I always try to promote this because I do think a lot of you guys maybe don't know. So I have a second YouTube channel. It's called Podcast Now Plus. I upload there daily. I do news videos that I don't get to here. So a lot of news videos are actually on my second channel where it's the same me, it's the same opinions and stuff, just on more things. So if you guys haven't subscribed to Podcast Now Plus, links in the description. Twitter, all that stuff. Tomorrow, we will be back in the early afternoon for the Hogwarts Legacy get-together with everybody. It's going to be super, super fun. Cannot wait. And we're going to go from there. We'll have more streams. I'm actually going to do an interview one-on-one with Andy Reloads. We're working on that we'll do that just like I've done with Retro Rack and Tour and Expecto Go and all of them. So that's going to come up soon. And yeah, next Friday, we will be live, but it'll be the Marvel Disney Showcase. I'm going to be co-streaming that. And then next Saturday, we'll be live. I'll be doing the Ubisoft event. So both of those events. And if there's a Sony thing, I'll do my best to live stream it. My daughter's in school, so like when the showcase would be an issue, potentially. But any event, I try to co-stream it. My dog is just sitting there staring, so say bye to Luna. That's her name. But yeah, thank you so much for being here, guys. Thank you for the talk, and I'm trying to, again, do newer things on these live streams. Maybe we can do more reaction videos over the coming weeks, and that's pretty much it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the super chats and the memberships and all that stuff, and I will see you all on the next one.